Welcome back to another Blue Jackets game reaction where the crying Jordan thumbnail is once again all too accurate. Game 28, the Blue Jackets once again embarrassed themselves on the ice, this time against the Islanders, losing 7-3 in Long Island. No, that's actually not the final score of the Patriots and Steelers game, although that game actually has a lot more scoring than I thought it would be. But that is the final score of this Blue Jackets game here. At least they got started with their collapse earlier than they did last game. In this one, it was late in the second rather than just the third. And at least the youth did get some more playing time. That Bemstrom, Fantilli, and Kent Johnson line was pretty darn good, although they didn't get probably as much ice time as they should have got, despite clearly being the best line out there on the ice. The bad part of the game came after yet another fairly solid first 30 minutes of play, another lead to blow. They did get a 2-1 advantage at one point in this game, where the Jackets, they were going toe-to-toe with the Islanders for a bit in this one. Spencer Martin in net, as I mentioned, Emil Bemstrom coming in for this one, and Nick Blankenberg got in this game as well due to some of the more recent injuries the Jackets have that I covered earlier today on the channel. First period was definitely a bit of a downer, though, although not nearly as catastrophic as the second and third periods in this one, as the Islanders had Pierre Engvall score after he got open on a cross-ice pass from Dobson. Jackets also had a power play in that first period that I thought they did pretty solid, but no goal. That would be their only power play chance of the game. Peak turnover starting the sequence for that Engvall goal. But the Jackets, they come out in the second period and they started to put some nice play together. But at first, it didn't really matter because Varlamov was in brick wall mode early to start this one. But eventually, Emil Bemstrom broke through after Fantilli's shot went off of the back wall, and Emil was in the right place at the right time to bury the rebound, knotting things up at 1 apiece. Then, midway through the second period, Fantilli was fed in a dangerous area by Kent Johnson, and he was able to rip one past Varlamov for the Jackets to take a 2-1 lead. And at first, I kind of thought Varlamov actually robbed Fantilli because that puck went in and out of the net so quick. I didn't even really see the puck go in. But Fantilli was just showing off that laser of a shot that he does have. And at that point, I thought, the Blue Jackets have the lead. This isn't good. And once again, all of our worst fears were justified because this team is simply anti-clutch. The response, for the most part, was better, but there were just issues of brief lapses of play that ended with the puck behind Spencer Martin late in the second period. The first one coming with about 5 minutes left. New York making their way up the ice, and just nobody covers Clutterbuck as he's found wide open by Fasching for a goal, tying it at 2. Then with less than 2 minutes to go, Barzal got one past Martin after he couldn't recover post to post quick enough. That gave the Islanders the 3-2 lead. Then the Islanders would go on the power play, and Palmieri was given a perfect pass from Brock Nelson, where Brock Nelson had a good shooting lane, but a better pass to Palmieri, who was wide open for a tap in there. A disastrous end to the second period for the Blue Jackets, and it is 4-2 Islanders headed into the locker room for second intermission. So definitely a different kind of 3-goal avalanche after having a lead, where that game against the Kings, it was just continuous bad play. This one was more of just a few bad moments, just some bad, more brief bad play, ending up with the Islanders being very opportunistic and taking advantage, but still an unacceptable 3-goal avalanche again for an opponent nonetheless. But the Jackets, early in the third period, they came out ready to chip away at the lead. Fantilli once again found a dangerous area, and he was able to fire a shot past Varlamov. It is Adam Fantilli's first 2-goal and 3-point game in a Blue Jackets uniform. Hopefully more to come. Again, that is the one silver lining of this game, is that Bemstrom, Kent Johnson, and Fantilli line might have found something. So that goal made it 4-3. You're just 1 goal away. Jackets were making some decent headway until about 5 minutes through the third period. Spencer Martin tried to cover up a puck, but at the same time, Boone Jenner was trying to grab the puck and get it out of the zone, but all Boone Jenner managed to do was poke it out of Martin's grasp right to Bo Horvat, sent it to Barzal into an empty net, made it 5-3. All the good work they did early in that third period undone just in that one sequence. And the cherry on top was Bo Horvat scoring back-to-back goals in 20 seconds a little while later. The first one was a backhand just off of a great individual effort to follow his own shot around the back of the net. Once again, Spencer Martin not really fast enough post to post to get to that backhand in time. And the second one was just Horvat getting into a dangerous area and Barzal finding him. And that is how you get to the score of 7-3. I would love to say that something's going to be done about this as far as, making a move at the front office or I guess, do you fire Pascal Vincent at this point, even though he's just, only 20 or so games into his career with this roster? I would love to say something is going to get done, but first off, this this ownership group is anemic to get anything done. And also, they play a game tomorrow. They play against the Blues tomorrow, which might explain why Spencer Martin wasn't pulled in this one. You do want to give Jet Greaves as much rest as you can give him before he has to get in there, as Elvis Merzlikins is on IR. But just overall, this season seems lost, not just in terms of the Jackets' on-ice hopes, which are about as dead as the Heat in winter at this point, but just as to where this team is going to be at in the long-term future, right? This team wasn't trying to tank for a high lottery draft pick this year. They were trying to improve their spot and compete, at least compete for a playoff spot, if not get in it themselves. But I'm not sure where they go from here at this point. I think trust in the leadership group as far as the front office goes is at an all-time low. The coaching staff doesn't really seem to be able to get the most out of their guys on a consistent basis anyway. Yes, the youth had a good night, and it does seem like they have found some things. I really wanted to like Pascal Vincent this year because he wasn't Mike Babcock. The way Mike Babcock got fired was it was pretty much almost predictable by the way that happened. But, Pascal Vincent, he comes in and the team starts performing well early on, or at least better than they were to start last year for sure. And he's preaching accountability. He's actually benching some guys and sending people down to Cleveland and holding people accountable for their actions. And okay, this seems like it's going fine, but just as the season has gone on and on longer and longer, some of his decisions have been a bit baffling when it comes to some of the ice time and the deployment and who he's trusting late in these games, and just kind of the same stuff happening over and over and over again, and the adjustments not seeming to be there. At this point, I'm not really sure what this team is trying to be with the coaching staff and the roster construction and what we have going on here, but it certainly isn't whatever this is. And that's going to do it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you didn't make it this far into it, I can't go on like an angry, long-winded rant about the Jackets every game. I'm going to get burnt out by halfway through the season at this point. So I'm going to try to keep things pretty much calm and collected like I did in this one, but it is getting frustrating to watch. Once again, thanks for watching. Leave a like and a subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you at the next one.